Hey everybody, it's here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion. In the previous episode, we had a certain level that was kind of evil. A couple other ones that weren't so bad, but then we had another one that was kind of evil. But in today's episode, we'll be starting off with just Cruisin, Rad Ride Station. Please ride the tower to the enemy goal. The tower will start moving once you're on board. Be aware that the tower will pause for a bit when it reaches each checkpoint. Don't let these smiley faces deceive you, because, of course, it's a tower control level with Octolings. Oh boy. Okie dokie. And we chose a heavy splatling weapon for this, of course we did. So, thankfully this isn't on port mackerel because that would just make it even more evil. But oh my goodness, it's a tower control level. I apologize to the people who like tower control. I've made my opinion on this mode very clear over the years. Alright, we're at checkpoint 2, so far so good. Thankfully, we have a baller weapon, which can be pretty useful if we get surrounded. So, basically, what we want to do is take out any Octolings that can be potentially threatening towards your awesomeness. The Brella is probably the one that's going to give you the most trouble, simply because of the weapons that they give you, the weapon options for this. They also have special weapons like Inkjet and things like that. So definitely watch out for that too. This is definitely a good way to teach you how to prepare for tower control a bit better, because they didn't really do a whole lot in the single player campaigns for this game to really prepare you for ranked battle modes. And that's something that I think this game definitely does better than Octo Canyon and Octo Valley. So the Inkjet will automatically, not the Inkjet, what am I trying to say? Bleh, words are not coming out of my mouth the way that I would like it. The launch pad will take you back to the tower, so that's pretty nice. What isn't nice is that now we have to start back at the beginning. Ugh. Ugh. We can't even get back onto the tower. Okay, I might need to change weapons, because doing this with this Splatling was a terrible idea. Why did I think this was a good idea? Why did they think tower control was a good idea? That didn't even do anything against the stupid umbrella. There we go. Goodness gracious, crazy. Alright, let's try that all again. Let's try that all again. How in the world did I do this on a versus? Okay, be careful, because we're not doing too well. Okay, we have our armor back, so that's nice. Unfortunately, the armor wasn't made out of pancakes. Okay, destroy the Inkjet. Destroy the Inkjet. That is the priority number uno. I think that's Spanish for one. Might be wrong about that. I don't know Spanish that well. I would like to know a bit more Spanish. Spanish is a very beautiful language. I'm just not very good at speaking it. I'm better at speaking French than name Spanish. Why am I talking about Spanish in the middle of tower control? Okay, we've reached the next checkpoint. Just 2 more to go. Well, actually 1 more to go, and then the end. But, you know what I mean. Owie! Owie. Okay, destroy that. I didn't get a chance to, because of the stupid Octolings. Alright, let's try that again. Let's try that again. Let's try that again, and be repetitive with our commentary. Okay, this is probably a good place to use the baller. That probably wasn't the best time to make it explode, though, so that was my bad. Okay, we've cleared checkpoint 6. Okay, no. What happened? What happened? Oh, no. Okay, I got nervous because I saw the curling bomb. Not the curling bomb, the L bomb. And then there was a bunch of Octolings everywhere, and it wasn't a very pleasant sight. They have a splash wall! They have a splash wall! Weird! And the baller just does not seem like it does a whole lot against these things. And looks like we're gonna be right back at the start once again. Isn't that just peachy? Isn't that just pleasant? Get back on the tower. There we go. This is the thing that always sucks about tower control when you're playing the real game, is that when you get super close to the end, but then they take it away from you, and like nothing you do ever makes a difference in getting it back. That's always the worst feeling in the world. At least with clan blades, you always know who's clearly in the lead, and there's always a good chance you can get it back as long as, you know, you work together and get all the clams and things like that. Okay, just stay on the tower. Just stay on the tower. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! We're free from this horrible level. But enough about that, because we're moving on to brighter and brighter things. Hopefully, maybe, sort of, kind of, probably, I don't know. I don't remember this level off the top of my head. Okie dokie. Let's try... I don't like either of these weapons, so I'm gonna go with the jet sculpture. In this area, shooting the ink switches will help you out. Look carefully for the ink switches, and please watch your step. I think this stuff has something to do with ink switches. I don't know, just a hunch. Also, I like the detail of the hangers over there. I don't know why, I just always thought that was kind of adorable. And, you know what? There's a bunch of hangers in the background. Like, they got those clip-on ones. Oh my goodness, that's cute! There's like a fishy thingy that was made out of those hangers. That's adorable! Ooh, that was creepy. I did not see that coming. You and me too, Pearl. You and me both. That's the phrase the cool kids are using nowadays. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, cause all the cool kids, they don't get splatted. What is with Octo Expansion to bring out the improv, making lyrics or whatever terminology you want to use? Okay, let's go over here. Terminology. Termina. Majora's Mask. That's something I'm let's playing too. I'm easily amused. But anyway, let's head over here. Activate the switches once again. And fall to our doom. That's what I get for making puns. Yo, Cap, get with the times already. Alright, back to where we were a moment ago. Now we want to go over this way and wait for this to climb all the way back and watch out for the Octarians that are waiting ever so patiently for us to destroy them. You know what? Something that kind of bothers me is that, you know those movies Wreck-It Ralph, where it's like a bunch of arcade characters? One thing that I'm really sad that they never really touch upon was what it's like for an NPC character in those worlds. Because NPCs or enemy characters in general, they just wait around for stuff to happen. Wonder what that must be like in Wreck-It Ralph's world. They had a lot of stuff they could have touched upon Wreck-It Ralph that they didn't. It kind of makes me sad about the second movie. It's a decent movie, but just not nearly as good as the first one. Okay, we have a bunch of those things. Let's do it! Let's do it! Whee! Oh my goodness. Alright, let's try this again. Hopefully this time without fail. Yay, unnecessarily epicness! Oh my goodness, these things are adorable! It's like those little balloon thingies you see at a car dealership. But anyway, let's complete the level. 2 full sets now, young squire. You've outdone yourself. I'm not much of a teacher, but if I was, I'd give you an A for effort. So now we can go over here and talk to him again. Well, the full set tells an interesting story, doesn't it? One good turn deserves another. Try this on for size when you reach the promised land. And we get the Octoling armor. Okay, let me rant about something real quick. The Octoling armor was my favorite piece of armor in the original Splatoon because it made me feel like Lara Croft. But when I completed Octo Canyon the first time, I was so disappointed that you only got the hero replica outfit armor thing. You didn't get the Octoling armor for completing Octo Canyon, and I was really hoping that you could get it in this game, but you just couldn't. But then Octo Expansion comes around, and you get the Octoling armor for making progress in this, and it makes me so happy. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Octoling armor. My own collection topped out at a mighty 2 mem cakes, I mean. 2 mem cakes is not a meal, it's not even much of a snack. You can apparently eat those things. What's it like to eat a memory? I don't want to know. Alright, so we have one more level to complete before we call it quits for this episode, so let's go. Why not? Splat charger. Please pop all 3 target balloons. It's another one of these ones! Oh boy. Here we go. Alright, let's do this. I don't think this one's quite as difficult as the previous one that we've seen, as far as I remember. But anyway, let's go over here. Watch out for the Octo washers. Of course, after I say something that's difficult, I immediately die. Hooray for editing! Ah boy, let's try that again. Hopefully this time without fail. Destroy the balloons. I don't think this level's quite as difficult as the other balloon one we've seen. But still, these are probably the ones that I have the most trouble with when it comes to Octo Expansion. But let's destroy those. And something I gotta say about it real quick. We're jumping across these platforms and things like that, and that's just what you do in Splatoon, but Agent Nate is wearing heels. How painful would that be to jump around a platform like this in heels? Now, I would say it would be really painful and dangerous, but Octolings are also invertebrates, so it's not like you're at risk of really breaking anything like that. So, I don't know. Is it painful for an Octoling to be jumping around like this in heels? I don't know. But, let's destroy these. Okay, this is the part that I always have trouble with. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Haha. That reminds me of that one song that Pete sung on House of Mouse, where it's like boom, da boom, 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 da boom, da boom, boom, da boom, 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 da boom. Awesome points if any of you get the reference. And we did it! Yay! MC Princess has joined the chat room. I'm back! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point 1. Yes, you are. Marina, you're here? She's in the head. The head? Whatever. Yo, why is there a picture of me posted in here? Is this against the law or something? Some data breach invasion of privacy thing? Oh, we're doing intros. Just read the part. Okay, then it's my turn to post a pic of Marina. Boom! This is when we first met, back in the day. Here's a bonus one, just cuz. Like, hey, wake your sleepyhead. And DJ Hyperfresh has joined the chat room. Pow! MC Princess has left the chat room. Okay, I gotta say, I love Marina. This is like the most adorable picture ever. I love both of these pictures of her. She truly is the best Splatoon waifu. And now we've completed line B. So thank you all so much for watching this video for Splatoon 2 Octo expansion, and now it's time to move on to the imaginary land of alternate save file. Whoosh! Editing transition! Whee! Hello lovely people, and welcome back to the imaginary land of alternate save file. Today we're playing a port mackerel and tower control. Two things I despise with every fiber of my being. But anyway, those of you who didn't watch the previous episode, the reason why we're doing this as a 1v1 match rather than a traditional tower control match is because I want to be able to show off every stage and every mode in the game, and it's just not realistic to be able to record all of that through traditional battles. So this is the reason why I invited the James Rolls to help me record footage for this game. So again, a huge shout out to you for helping me with this. So now let's talk about the weapons we'll be discussing in this video. So in the previous episode we started talking about blaster weapons, and today I'd like to go through the rest of them. So the next weapon class is the Rapid Blaster. This is a pretty decent weapon. It fires very quickly compared to other blasters, but direct shots that don't one-hit splat opponents like another blaster does. Because the big thing with blasters is that when you fire them, if it's a direct hit with the explosion thing, then it's pretty much a one-hit splat, but Rapid Blasters don't do that. There are three versions of a Rapid Blaster. The traditional one has an ink mine and a splat bomb launcher, is unlocked to level 13. The Rapid Blaster Docto comes with a suction bomb and an ink jet, and is unlocked to level 16. And the Kensa Rapid Blaster comes with a torpedo, a baller, and is unlocked to level 21. This one is brand new to Splatoon 2, so you're not going to find it anywhere in the original. Also, James Squid backed me. Of course he did. The next weapon we'll be discussing is the Rapid Blaster Pro. So this is probably the one that I would main if I had to choose a blaster weapon, because this has the longest range of all the blasters in the game. But to compensate for that, so it's not too overpowered, it has a very slow firing rate, and it consumes ink like crazy. So there are two versions rather than three. The traditional Rapid Blaster Pro comes with a Toxic Mist and an Ink Storm, and is unlocked to level 22. And the Rapid Blaster Pro Docto comes with a Splash Wall and an Ink Armor, and is unlocked to level 24. Wow, we got defeated very quickly during that. I remember when James and I were recording, we were talking on Skype while recording this footage, and I remember there were some matches that ended really quickly like that one, and I was all like, man, I'm barely gonna have enough time to discuss weapon stats in these videos. One thing I will say about the Rapid Blaster Pro is the first one's unlocked at level 22, and the other one's level 24. None of them are available at level 23. At least according to my notes, the only one that is available at level 23 is a Grim Ranger Blaster, so when you unlock that one, be sure to say Blast around level 23. But anyway, we are now playing Kelp Dome on Clam Blitz. I love Clam Blitz, I love Kelp Dome, so it's the exact opposite of the horribleness of the previous battle. But yeah, this is honestly one of my favorite matches to play on Clam Blitz, because, I don't know why, there's just something about Kelp Dome that makes everything better. I don't even mind playing this on tower control. But anyway, the next weapon we're discussing is the Clash Blaster. This is a brand new style of weapon exclusive to Splatoon 2, and it is okay. I don't like blaster weapons that much, so I don't really have a whole lot of positive things to say about them. But the Clash Blaster has a very high firing rate, but it's a short range weapon, and it takes 2 direct shots to splat somebody rather than just one. The Clash Blaster comes with a Splat Bomb and a Stingray is unlocked to level 30, and the Clash Blaster Neo is unlocked to level 30 as well, and comes with a Curling Bomb and Tenta Missiles. I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned this already, but whenever I say the word Neo, I can't help but think of the Ruby character. I have Ruby on my mind right now because I just recently got Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, and that game has Ruby characters, and it's pretty awesome. So that was all of the blasters for Splatoon 2, but we still have some time for this video, so let's discuss some new weapons as well. So the next class of weapons we'll be discussing are burst fire slash semi-automatic weapons. It's kind of a little hard to pinpoint exactly what kind of weapon these are, but this is what I have in my notes, so let's roll with it. The weapons we'll be discussing are the L3 nozzle nose, the H3 nozzle nose, and the squeezer. The L3 nozzle nose, which, by the way, I gotta say, I didn't realize until about a year into planning out this Let's Play that I've been spelling nozzle nose wrong my whole life. But anyway, yeah, the L3 nozzle nose, the thing about nozzle nose weapons is that they don't fire continuously like a traditional splatter shot does. They'll fire a set number of shots before you have to push the button again. So it's kind of like a button mashing thing, but I don't know, they're just a little weird to get used to. I'm sure they're pretty good weapons and all. I just don't personally like using them that much. But the L3 nozzle nose has 3 versions. The traditional one comes with a curling bomb and a baller, and is unlocked at level 18. But the L3 nozzle nose D comes with burst bomb and inkjet, unlocked at level 23. And the one that's brand new to Splatoon 2, the Kensa L3 nozzle nose, has a splash wall, has an ultra stamp, which automatically makes it awesome, and it's unlocked at level 27. The H3 nozzle nose, on the other hand, is kind of like the better version of this weapon. So this one has a lower firing rate than an L3 nozzle nose, which may not make it seem like it's very appealing, but the thing about this one is that an L3 nozzle nose takes 4 direct shots to splat somebody, but the H3 nozzle nose only takes 1, so you don't need to press the button twice to splat somebody if your aim is correct. There are 3 versions of this. H3 nozzle nose has a point sensor and tinted missiles unlocked at level 29. The H3 nozzle nose D has a suction bomb and ink armor unlocked at level 30. And the cherry H3 nozzle nose comes with a splash wall and a bubble blower unlocked at level 30. Yay, bubbles! And the final weapon we'll be discussing in today's video is the squeezer, a personal favorite of mine. So this one is pretty interesting because it actually changes how it fires over time. So the first shot, when you push the button, will always fire really large range, but the spread won't be that great, but it has insane splatting power. But when you hold on to the button, the shot range will get shorter, but it'll have better spread. So it's a pretty interesting weapon. It does definitely take time to get used to. So my advice with this one is, if you want to go purely for splatting somebody, the best advice I can recommend is figure out the range of splatting somebody and continuously mash the button rather than holding the button. You can also hold the button if you're closer to somebody, and that's also pretty advised. But just keep in mind that this probably isn't the best one for combat. There are 2 versions of the squeezer. The personal one has a splash wall and a stingray unlocked at level 18. The foil squeezer has a splat bomb and a bubble blower unlocked at level 25, and that's about it. Yay, we defeated them on Clan Blitz. Yay! I know it's this already, but the Octolings of victory poses are so adorable. And now for the final match of this episode. If you haven't been keeping up with this Let's Play, then I'd like to remind you that a couple of videos back, we didn't have any online multiplayer footage at all. So to make up for that, we have 3 videos in the previous episode and this one. Next episode, we'll probably be going back to having 2 matches per video. Unless, of course, I decide not to have any online multiplayer at all in that video. I don't know how I'm going to edit that video quite yet. But anyway, we discussed all the weapons that we wanted to discuss in today's video. Next time we discuss weapons, we'll be talking about rollers, so that's going to be pretty fun. But as we go through this match, there is something that I'd like to talk about real quick. So, I was doing research on Inklings for something I'd like to discuss in a future video, and something interesting that I found was, you'll see a picture of it on screen right now, but something that I found interesting was this drawing of what an Inkling looks like growing up. So you can kind of see they look like a cute little squid, baby squid when they're infants, and gradually over time they start growing more human limbs. And the developers of Splatoon have confirmed that the Inklings gain the ability to change between a squid and a human at any time, around the age of 14 or something like that. So the thing about that is that that's the only confirmation I've ever been able to find from the developers themselves about how old the Inklings actually are in these games. So I don't ever actually seen anything about the players themselves being 14 years old, although that seems to be the most commonly accepted theory about the characters' ages. Personally speaking, I personally think that because you're making these characters, I think it's up to the players to determine how old their characters are. Like, personally speaking, I like to think that my characters are about my age or something like that. But canonically speaking, Inklings are 14 years old when they start to gain the ability to transform between a human and a squid at any time. Although it is worth mentioning that in some drawings you can see Callie and Marie as little kids, but they're in your human form. So it's also theorized that some Inklings are able to transform earlier than the age of 14. Now that we've taken care of all that, we're in this video off here, so thank you all so much for watching this episode of Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion, and till next time, leave the gear to you. Oh yeah.